defendant lobby? How'd the investigation go yesterday, Mr. Wright? Frankly, there's still a lot of gray areas. Rather, the whole thing is one big gray area. Don't worry about me, no matter what the outcome. I'm ready to accept my fate. I believe in you, sis. Mr. Wright, let me offer you a word of advice. Defense attorneys should never believe their client. The defendant is called to trial because they are suspected of wrongdoing. Never forget that. You remind me a lot of Mia, but there is one decisive difference between you and her. That is, you're not a defense attorney. I believe it's almost time for the trial. Good luck, Mr. Wright. We're gonna do this joke again. It's Coke and what else? It's Sam's Cola and Twist Up, so it's like almost Coke and almost Sprite. Also, hi Zap, how's it going? Have things been weird? So I got a little bit of a story, which I guess I should tell right now because this whole game is text and I feel compelled to read all of it, or to read and speak all of it. So. Is that off screen? Yes, it is. No, don't look dirty. Good, where have I been? Okay. Let's take a sip. Okay. So, I said I was going to do a live stream on Saturday, and I was going to do that, and then I got surprise called into work on Saturday, and Sunday I had D&D, and I was just busy. I just ended up being busy. So I'm text. So I guess I'm a liar about Saturday. Monday. What the fuck happened Monday? Oh yeah, Monday. So I've got a story about Monday. I have a coworker named Aaron, and there's another coworker, but she works at a different. She's technically a coworker, but she works at a different store. Anyways, so my buddy Aaron was dating this girl, and they've been dating for a while, and he's like crazy about her. So, they've been dating for a while. They broke up recently because he goofed real hard. Like, he texted his ex-girlfriend while he was drunk or something like that, and like he goofed super duper hard, and now they're not together anymore. But he's been kind of going, can we turn down this music for the juicy gossip sesh? You know what? That's probably a great idea. Let's hit Escape. Let's hit this bouton. Let's hit this bouton. And then... I don't know. Do we just leave it like this? Do we do this so it's black? I don't know. So... music makes it feel like an investigation. So... where was I? So they broke up. He's been kind of, so that was maybe like a week ago, and he's been kind of trying to like repair that, and he's been asking for advice and stuff. You don't have to turn it off. We'll just hit this bouton and bring it back. But bing. Don't turn it off. Just turn it down. Ah, I understand. Like boop, boop, and then we'll go to our volume mixer. And we'll bring it from 75 to like 50. Was she a model that took a vacation to Paris? Not quite. She also made the pizzas. Like 30, okay. Here we go, 30. So, but he's been trying to like earn back her like favor, and he's been asking for advice. And on Monday, Um, he was asking for more advice, and then somebody was like, "Oh, you work with her tomorrow," and he was like, "No, I don't. You're crazy. There's no way that I work with her tomorrow." And he looked at the schedule. Sure enough, he works with his ex-girlfriend the next day, and he's like, he was just like, "Fuck, man, I don't know what I'm gonna do." And over the course of like an hour, he got like crazy. He started acting so fucking strangely that I was like actually almost sure that he was on some kind of drug. I don't have any sort of experience with that, but he was just nutty. He was getting angry at the drop of a hat. He was like swearing like in front of customers. He almost threw a pizza. Fucking he couldn't do super basic shit. Like he just like he took 3 phone orders and then didn't punch them into the computer. So like 3 people came in like looking for their orders that they called in, and we're like, "Oh, we don't have you in the computer. I don't know what the problem is." It was him. He couldn't punch anything into the computer. Like when he tried to like clock out, he couldn't do it, and he just got like really bonkers over the course of like an hour and a half, which then culminated. And so I sent a text to my manager, who sent a text to the boss man who owns like the chain in the area, and because I was super worried, like since like he was getting angry at the drop of a hat and stuff, and I was seriously thought he was gonna like attack me, because we were rubbing each other like the wrong way. Because I was like, "Man, you need to calm down." And he's like, "You need to shut the fuck up, dude. I'm gonna do what I want. It's like you've only been working here for like a couple months." I'm like, "All right, dude, simmer down. We don't need to, like whatever." So we were kind of at each other a little bit, but I sent a message. Fucking the boss guy was like, "Shut down the store early. We'll get over this drama, whatever." And I didn't tell Aaron. It was because he was acting up. I was just like, "Hey, we got a surprise. It's a surprise. We get to close down the store early today." And he was like, "Dude, that's awesome. I'm going to go to my car. I'm going to be right back. You start on cleaning stuff." And then he didn't come back for like 2 hours. So I had to clean most of the store by myself. And then he comes back. He comes back. And I'm like, "Oh yeah, so like I've got the front completely clean. I'm just gonna start sweeping in the back, taking out the trash, and you can do like the dishes, and we'll be out of here." And he's like, "All right, sweet." And he does the dishes for like 30 seconds. He comes back to me completely soaking wet, and he's like completely soaking wet, like head to toe, like drenched in water. And he's like, "You know what? Fuck this." And like while I'm trying to take out the trash, he punches in the alarm code, and then we have to like run out of the building because like we have to. And so fucking so like the store is not clean. There's a bajillion and a half dishes, and there's just like bags of trash on the floor because I was midway through just getting everything out the door. What is this guy's problem? Dude, I don't know. Like I said, I was almost certain he was on something, but it might have just, but like, in hindsight, he might have just been that fucking upsetty about having to work with his ex-girlfriend the next day. I don't know. So that happened, and that's why I didn't do a stream on Monday, because I was just so like physically and emotionally exhausted. That's why there was no stream on Monday. Tuesday, I went in the morning. Like I went in super early, like 8:30. The store doesn't even open till like 10. And I wasn't supposed to go in, but I was like, I felt super bad that there was a lot of shit to do and whatever. So I helped the opener guy out with the trash and dishes problem. And I worked from, like 8:30 till 12. Then I went to a concert, and then I was just exhausted again. And that's why there was no stream Tuesday. Although not having a stream on Tuesday was kind of planned from the start. Yeah, really fucking upset. So, So there was no stream Monday or Tuesday, and here we are today. Um, although I'm now upset today because um I'm upset today because I got a text from the lady who runs the other pizza store, and she was like, "Hey, I put you on for Saturday, you know, for this time," and I sent her another text like, "Hey, I specifically asked like a week and a half ago if I could have this weekend off um because my sister's visiting." And she was like, you know, and like, you know, she was understanding. She was like, "Well, I didn't know because she doesn't work at my work. She works at another place, and sometimes they schedule me on days that I'm not busy. So I can help out at a different store. But like, you know, I asked for that time off, and I'm a little upsetty that I might have to work on Saturday anyway. So there's that. And so because that guy is like 200% fired, because he was already on thin ice, Aaron, I keep trying to jump between like Aaron, and Aaron. I don't know. Because of him, like just disappearing off the face of the planet and being 200% fired. I have to work 6 days next week for like 40 something hours, and every day and every one of those, thanks Nick, and every single one of those days I have to close, and closing is my least favorite part of working with pizza. So next week is gonna suck. And you were excited about that cat. So yeah, how's your day? Because because my past couple days have been a mixed bag. Get together a crack team of philosophers and AI experts to massage society into a completely automated workforce. But the concert was great. I got to see The Killers. I thought it was cool. My girlfriend Wit thought it was super fucking rad. Like the reddest thing in the world. Because that was like her favorite band. Is, who knows really. The Killers, yeah. I'm not gigantically into The Killers. I'm kinda, sorta am. There's some songs that I think are some pretty good jams. Yeah, that's me too. So yeah, that's what's been happening. That's why I missed 3 days that I wanted to live stream. I feel like every time I go to a show, I have to like study their music. Yeah. A month in advance. Yeah. We are getting a concert soon. Or soon as in like in June of Young the Giant, and I'm pretty excited for that. I like those guys. It's like it's a really solid duo. But Young the Giant is like the front line of that, and I'm excited for that. So we're gonna have peak fun listening to a lot and being familiar with it. Yeah. Let's turn up our music and let's get to the lawyering. Lawyering. Let's do it, Mr. Wright. I'll be with you the whole way. Lawyer, a Berlin knower. isn't much going on in the game anyway. Sound-wise, that's true. Saw the Killers concert, and now you can find the Killers in the game. Easy. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Skye. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor. Since the game is a bit louder than you anyway. Okay, we can fucking turn it down. Edgeworth's got a gun. We'll bring it down some. Let's try this. Edgy has a gunny. I haven't been to a court in a, it's been 2 months, but I haven't been in a courtroom since this trial. I hope that personal feelings will not be a part of the proceedings today, Mr. Wright. I'll choose the path that I think is right, regardless of what those around me might say. The judgment to be made here is in our hands and not those of anyone else. Your opening statement, please. Chief Prosecutor Lana Skye has committed an unpardonable crime. Not only this, but she was rash enough to commit it in the prosecutor's office lot. He's much more forceful in person. I suddenly feel like confessing to everything. She will now pay for her rashness with her life. There was a witness to her crime. A professional witness. Let's call that first witness. The prosecution calls its first witness, Miss Angel Starr, to the stand. The cough-up queen. Haven't I seen you somewhere? You ordered the caviar lunch, right? Caviar? I've never eaten caviar before. The judge is really wolfing it down. And for you, I have a Fiesta bowl. Thanks. Will the witness state her name and profession? And you, sir. Did you order the fingerprint lunchbox? It's too early for lunch. That's the only reason he turned it down, is too early for lunch. He would have taken it. Your name and profession, please. Well, Your Honor, how does it taste? This is why everyone raves about caviar. It's so tasty, it hurts. I always thought caviar would taste like pickled tapioca. What the heck does pickled tapioca taste like? Name, profession, now. Name is Angel Starr. Don't go forgetting it. Find myself running Lunchland these days. Is that what you wanted me to say, Mr. Edgeworth? Please describe the incident to us. A prosecution will wait. I'm not finished eating. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. As you know, we usually call on the police to provide a description of the crime. As Mr. Edgeworth has said to the court, I am a professional. Huh? What exactly does that mean? Until 2 years ago, Miss Angel Starr was a special investigator with the police. She was a first-rate homicide detective. This is news to me. Aha! I know who you are. Cough up. Cough up Queen Angel Starr, Your Honor. Long time no see. Very well. You may continue with the description, Miss Starr. If I might have the court's attention over here. The parking lot at the prosecutor's office is divided into 2 blocks. A block is for the prosecutor's office personnel. B block is for visitors and clients. The chain divider separates the 2 blocks. Suppose that's to keep visitors from taking up prosecutor spaces, yes? The crime took place by a car in the back of A block, in the car's trunk. The killer stabbed the victim with this knife and went to drive the body out. Unfortunately for her, there was a witness and an arrest was made on the spot. And who was this valiant witness? It was me, Your Honor. Okay. Did you see the very moment of the crime? Of course, Your Honor. Immediately after that, I apprehended the chief prosecutor. Seems rather cut and dry, doesn't it? Well, Mr. Wright, I can't agree on principle, Your Honor. Seems like that some poor losers are unwilling to accept the truth, Your Honor. Shall I proceed to crush what little hope they have remaining? If you can, then give them your worst, Miss Starr. I always knew a day like this would come. I was on my way to deliver a lunchbox to my boyfriend when I sensed something. Perhaps it was my finely honed detective's intuition at work. Through the wire fence, I saw the chief prosecutor standing next to a garish car. The chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand, and she thrust the pointy tip of the knife into Detective Goodman's chest. There's no room for doubt. Key point of your testimony seems to be nothing other than the point of the knife which you saw being stabbed. Well, through the fence, right? That doesn't sound right. Yeah, through the wire fence. Yeah, your boyfriend is the security room guy. Mr. Edgeworth's car, yes. Incidentally, the knife with which the victim was stabbed was also Mr. Edgeworth's, wasn't it? Indeed it was. What an odd case this is. And the person you saw, you're sure was the defendant? I saw her from no further than 30 feet away. I am certain it was her. Can you tell us what the suspect was doing when you saw her? Or something else? Of a man's vital organs? I'm sure it was easier than boiling an egg for my egg salad surprise set. Can't testify as to her ability to kill an egg. I mean a person. Perhaps a chicken salad set would have been a better metaphor. The defendant was holding a knife. What then? Blood. Killing an egg? Here, let's press on boyfriend. Yeah. I'll stick with the lunches things. The judge had to think before replying. Yeah, in the lot by A block. Yeah, that's what I needed to know. It's up on the second level, so you can see everything from there. Okay, good to know. She was in B block when she witnessed the crime. Gotcha. Okay, so it wasn't quite what I was thinking. I think I already pressed on this, actually. Yeah. Oh yeah, why is this part of the testimony? Respect the prosecutor's basic abhorrence of crime, yet their methods are ugly and twisted. Twisted methods will always lead to tragedy. The lunch lady's uninformed opinion is duly noted. Given that they are used to erasing inconvenient evidence at their whim, killing off a detective that knew too much is merely an extension of that. Do you have something personal against prosecutors? I thought that I had found my dream job when I became an investigator. If I hadn't been laid off by those prosecutors over there, I'd still be one. They're nothing more than worms. I am a pro, as you know. My testimony is unbiased and flawless. Shit, fuck. Fuck. Itchworm. That'd be pretty easy to Photoshop. When you view a pumpkin chock full of seeds. Speaking of a detective's intuition, wasn't the victim Mr. Bruce Goodman also a detective? It was like a young cheese. Pale white cheese, not yet tangy with experience on the streets. Greenhorn. Sharp as a tack. Yeah, with the odor of an old cheese to match. I felt something stirring in the back of my mind. Yes. You might want to keep this. Oh shit, I skipped some important stuff. You might want to keep those silly opinions to yourself in the future, rookie. Unless you're willing to risk the consequences of doubting me. I'll fry you like a fritter. Crispy on the outside, chewy on the inside. That was inspiring. I believe I've heard that tagline elsewhere. You could cry plagiarism? Maybe relegated to the lowly post of lunch lady, but my instincts are owned. Are honed. Photograph. The moment I witnessed the crime, my reflexes took over and snap, I took a picture. One of my lunchboxes is rigged with a camera. Huh. Why am I only seeing this photograph just now? I could show it to you, a prosecutor? Think again. My boyfriend works in the photography division of the criminal affairs. This is most certainly the defendant. Huh. 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 I don't know what to say about this. That sounds like me too. $5.12. An hour and a half. 4. Huh. Between 4 and 5:30. Add me on Facebook today. He doesn't even speak English, so that's fun. And I'm illiterate. Huh. Let's see. No way to deliver a lunchbox. She was on the other side of the fence. Is the nitpick here that she didn't see the moment of the crime? A squid hot dog necklace? It is. I mean, there's clearly a fence here. There's clearly an A here. So... yeah, it's definitely Edgeworth's car that is a picture of. I don't know. Huh. I don't think these three are anything important. It's these three here. I think it might be this one, but I don't think I have any evidence about a right hand. Huh. I really don't know. I really don't know what I need to do here. What an odd case this is. I really don't know. This is a Vlad, no Prince. I have no idea. I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking this. But present map. I don't know. I do not know. This one feels weird to me, but I don't have any evidence that talks about the fact that the defendant has bandages on her right hand. Where do I fucking start with this? Do I just have to keep pressing? Is it another situation where there's something else to get? Let's go through it again. How'd you know? Just methods will listen to tragedy. Here's something personal against prosecutors. Security guard. Wouldn't he have seen this? Not with the wall, I suppose. What would you say? Pumpkin chock full of seeds. It's like young cheese. I felt things stirring in the back of my mind. Edgeworth's car, yeah. This is your knife. .5-inch knife. Maybe that's it. No. So if not that, then maybe we save. Do you want a small hand? Maybe. I'm trying to. I don't. Because I have no idea what the problem is. problem is that I skipped a chunk of when I got that piece of evidence, and so I don't know everything they said there. I have the picture now, but I don't know how that helps me. Shows her next to the car. I'm pretty sure that's Edgeworth's car because of the spoiler, but I really don't know. It feels weird needing a hint because I've been kind of flying through this game up to this point. Died sometime between 4 and 5:30. I don't know why it's vague about the time of death. But if we got evidence for this one, it's got to be the picture. Here, we can save. And just throw it at her a couple times. See what we get. Okay. An interesting one. Stabbed the victim with a knife. It's right on my finest salmon swirl lunch. Sure, there's a fine lunch. Look at this photograph. This is a photograph he took at the very moment of the crime, is it not? Why is Miss Sky not holding a knife? Yeah, I guess that's it. I guess what the game's trying to get at is like she said that the photograph was the exact moment of the crime, but clearly like this is just a little bit after. Mr. Edgeworth, your thoughts? Objection. That'd be the weakest objection ever, Edgeworth. It was still stronger than your ever feeble mind, Mr. Wright. This photograph was not taken the moment before the stabbing, it was taken the moment after the stabbing. And how can you tell that? Blood splatter. Dark crimson stains in the chief prosecutor's coat. It's a black and white photograph. It's hard to tell, but this could be blood. Well, Mr. Wright, see no problem here. No problem except you. Oh. That contradicts what the witness said in their testimony, namely that she took the picture the moment she witnessed the crime. So slightly unclear, my apologies. That's it? You run out of lunch, you order seconds, problem solved. You don't like it, try ordering the jumbo-sized lunch from the get-go. Not sure I understood it, but good advice. I didn't have time to stop her. Prosecutor Sky was cold, calculating like a robot. She killed without pain or remorse. It was a premeditated murder. How do you know? Look at the chief prosecutor's hand in that photograph. Surgical gloves made of thin rubber, most likely. Why would she have those on? If it was not premeditated, she would not be wearing those gloves. I do seem to tell a tale of premeditation. Serious offense. Add this to your testimony. Okay. The murder was planned, the rubber gloves proved. I mean, those are not driving gloves. They're rubber gloves of the kind used for autopsies. Everything was planned. It was a premeditated crime. We have to prove that it wasn't premeditated. Fuck me. It removed 2 lines, which is interesting. But we didn't get any new evidence, so... maybe it would be Edgeworth's knife? Because she had to find something to do a murder with at the time. She didn't plan on taking Edgeworth's knife. I don't know. Yeah. You know what this is? Are you trying to test me? I sell boxed lunges for a living, you know? It's a knife. The knife. The knife that was in Mr. Edgeworth's trunk. It is my knife. Fuck me. The defense's request. We ask that the witness provide an accurate testimony. In your testimony, you say that Lana Skye planned this murder, and that's why she was wearing these special gloves. It's like a natural conclusion to me. The gloves do indicate a planning. However, why would she not also prepare the most important thing, the murder weapon? Oh. This knife just happened to be in the trunk of that car. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're gonna plan a murder, you don't forget the weapon. Same engine as judgment. Oh, really? I had no idea. Now the tide is turning in our favor. Great show, Mr. Wright. My sister's as good as free. Right. I believe the next lunch you'll be eating is humble pie. I hope you weren't deluding yourself into thinking that the tide has turned. Not over something... such a trifling detail. It shoots a hole in the whole premeditated theory. Prosecution could care less if it was premeditated or not. The only one who seems to care is that lunch lady over there. The defendant Lana Skye murdered a detective with a knife. That is the only thing that the prosecution need prove, nothing else. Suppose you think you're clever now? But you know as well as I do that she planned on killing him. It was planned. If I'd like to hear your testimony again. Please tell us what you saw, not what you thought. The powers of deduction are not to be underestimated. Okay. Lana Skye intended to murder Detective Goodman. That's why she called the victim all the way to the prosecutor's office. I'm sure the chief prosecutor had a grudge against the victim. Nothing else could drive that human machine to plunge the knife in again and again. Okay, well, I already see that. Does that mean I'm planning to kill the delivery boy? Here.
Objection!
You say that she stabbed him again and again, but you couldn't have witnessed that. You testing me, then I'll test you. With my moss surprise. I'm afraid the moss is growing under our feet as we wait, Miss Starr. What do you mean? I shouldn't have to explain this. Take a look. The autopsy report states that the death was due to a loss of blood from one stab wound. Good show, Mr. Edgeworth. What a hunk. He's my hero. about my objection? You got the crime scene set, right? Oh, thanks. I just believe that no one could ever mistake ketchup for blood. Now I realize that such mistakes are possible. So, you saying you mistook something for blood? She lifted her knife. I thought I saw blood at her breast. Splattered blood from her victim. That's why I thought she must have stabbed him at least twice. Judge with a bib. That's why this place feels so much like kindergarten sometimes. I do think I saw some traces of blood on her chest. The autopsy report is clear in this matter. There was only one knife wound. This is our chance. So I'm gonna assume this is the picture again. We need to add more wax, and even a really short wick will burn longer. Obviously, more scientific testing is required. Yeah, she's not wearing it.
Objection! Objection!
The witness is clearly not suited for detective work. Suspect was not wearing a scarf or muffler of any kind when she stabbed the victim. You proved it yourself with this photograph. Only a professional lunch lady could be so utterly clueless. Congratulations, perhaps you finally found your true calling in life. Harsh words, but good. In the end, Mr. Edgeworth prevails. What was my objection? Chopped liver? But it was there, a scarf. Something red. Well, now where were we? The witness has given us an entertaining interlude, but back to business. Continue your testimony. Very well. I do remember some things accurately, at least. The part where your sister stabs the victim. Next testimony might just be the moment of truth. Dude. 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 Huh. Strike like a snake and bite like a cobra. Very good metaphor. First of all, a cobra is a kind of snake. Don't bother me with details unless you want to get bitten. This right is weak against poisonous snake bites. The prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hands aside and knocked over an oil drum. But deadly, a predator this one. A leopard woman. Rawr. Ringer. Fierce like a cat. Ringer. The wall next to the car. Cotter explained her rights to her and arrested her on the spot. They quickly. Were you close to the suspect? They just said. I was only 30 feet away from her the whole time. Yeah, press her. Because the picture was from behind the fucking fence. Lunchland car was... She was a visitor, thus she was parked in B block. You want us to murder from here? Memory, like a salmon heading upstream, you see. The prosecutor first attempted to use the phone hanging on the wall. Near the car, there was an emergency phone on the wall. Apparently it was out of order. So she used her cell phone? Indeed, the emergency phone was out of order that day. Which of course add this to your testimony. What do you mean saw it? Floor plans, I guess?
Objection!
Yeah. I have to conclude that you have a personal grudge against Miss Lana Sky.
Objection!
Witness is a former detective. Her testimony is unmarred by personal bias. Who thought that you would be my knight in shining armor, prosecutor? You who, together with the chief prosecutor, kicked me out 2 years ago. Oh, Miss Starr, this is a fatal contradiction with your testimony. How do you explain this? I don't know what you're talking about. Mess with me and I'll make you cough it all up. Let's look at the floor plans. Did you witness the crime from this point? However, if that's true, couldn't possibly have seen Miss Sky making that phone call. I believe you see what I'm getting at. Emergency phone was on the back side of this partition. If indeed you were in B block, you couldn't have seen it. What is the meaning of this? It's simple, Your Honor. She's not coughing up lunch, she's coughing up lies.
Objection!
It's quite a claim, Mr. Wright. Perhaps you will allow me a question? Tell us exactly what lie the witness has told the court. Where she saw it? Use emergency phone goes out of order. What is significant about this fact? Nothing. It would be pointless for Miss Starr to lie about it. Let's say the witness did actually see Miss Sky using the emergency phone. It would mean Miss Starr witnessed the crime from a different location. Well, that's a pointless lie if I ever heard one. Before you call my lie pointless, at least let me tell it. Ask a question to our clever wordsmith, Mr. Wright. Just where was the witness when she saw the crime? I mean, in A block.
Take that!
She would have seen the emergency phone. That solves the mystery. I'd allow her to see the emergency phone, yes, but if she was there, she would have been able to arrest her well before she dialed her cell phone. You doubt my speed? I can run 150 feet in 9 seconds, you know. Security room? Probably. I'm actually surprised that they had unique dialogue for that.
Take that!
Security room. And the underground parking lot is well positioned. It's built on the second floor so you can see the entire lot. The entire lot? You couldn't see what's behind the wall, though. Not in this case. The witness, not being part of the prosecutor's office, couldn't park in the A block. The only place where she could have seen the crime and the back of the partition is here. I remember your testimony. You said you brought a lunch to your boyfriend in the security guard room, yes? Miss Star. Tables could be turned. Today, as a man has got the better of Angel Star. What have you done? You used to be a detective. You should know better. I'm not turning back. The guilty will be punished, and I'll do what I must to make sure justice prevails. This photograph tells all. It was the defendant who stabbed the victim. The truth still stands. Okay, but then who had the photograph? If a witness was found guilty of lying, they're guilty of perjury. She knows this. She wouldn't risk that without a good reason. Huh? Oh, fuck. I didn't want that. Come on now. Come on. Let's not mess that up again. Yeah, because I pressed enter to make it go to the next text box, but it just opened this. I mean, just distance to crime. These other ones don't even matter. I don't know why they would matter.
Objection! Objection!
It would take her time to go down the stairs. How long did it take you to go from there to the scene of the crime? You ordered the squid wheels, right? I was bringing a PB&J lunch with fresh boysenberry jam with my boyfriend. Boysenberry for the boyfriend. He wasn't in the station, so I waited. Witnessed the crime from the glass-walled station. What was Roman thinking so hard about? Before I knew what I was doing, I found myself running towards the scene. The door was locked, I couldn't open it. So I had to go through the visitors' parking at B block. It's quite a detour. Probably took me at least 5 minutes to get to the scene of the crime. Things considerably, but it was that woman over there in the defendant's chair who stabbed him. I have photographic evidence. Linus plastic spork. The spork is a wonderful invention. Would you like another caviar lunch? Absolutely. Where's the defendant's chair? Even in this courtroom, we never see it. That's a good point. Let's save. I'm pretty sure the objection is the picture, though. Because if it took her 5 minutes to get there, and then, like, she wouldn't be...
Objection!
You can make pasta in that amount of time, if you like it al dente. Lunchbox is that Thai pasta in the knots, rookie. 5-minute blank. Isn't that strange? If you were a criminal, what would you do with 5 minutes, Your Honor? Guess I'd flee the scene. Hey! Don't get the wrong idea. But you have the instincts of a killer. You would run. But this time was different. This guy dawdled at the scene of the crime. She even had her picture taken. No true criminal would act that way. It's inconceivable. Yarg. Seems we've gone to the end of this testimony. Witness has a grudge against the defendant and a blank in her testimony. The next witness ready to go. Unfortunately, I appear to have overestimated this witness on account of her professional history. You screwed that can shut, mister, right? I'm afraid that the cough-up queen has been dethroned. And with that, the court is adjourned. Oh, yeah. Hold on. Mr. Edgeworth, you ordered the squid wheels, right? That's the one she tried to foist off on me. That prefer to not take the defense team's leftovers. Anything else to say? I might be able to save you. I have decisive evidence. My apologies, but we have no further questions to ask of you. Is this your jumbo lunchbox? Woohoo! A triple-decker. Out of deference to the witness's determination, I'll allow one more testimony. Like the Lunchland motto says, you won't be disappointed. What are you gonna say? What's the meaning of this? Why is this the first time I've heard of this evidence? As I've already said, I don't trust you with evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. That's why I took the liberty of investigating this myself. And you had blood tests performed? Didn't I mention? I have 3 boyfriends in forensics. In any case, Your Honor, I can't accept this as evidence. You must know the 2 rules of evidence law. Rule number 1. No evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. In other words, this shoe is illegal evidence, at least for the time being. Edgeworth sure is celebrating. Not so fast, Mr. Edgeworth. Don't forget, I used to be a detective. As I mentioned previously, the shoe has already been tested by a member of the forensics department. As you can see, it was approved by the police department as of today. Even the general public can produce official evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. Good. Is that right? Edgeworth is looking pretty sullen. You at least study some evidence law, really. Execution complaints notwithstanding, it seems that this evidence satisfies the first rule of evidence law. However, it seems you have yet another count against you, witness. Okay. Shoe. Why'd you lie about those 5 minutes? Saw the chief prosecutor stab the victim before my very eyes. Dealing with the most untrustworthy of the vile lot known as prosecutors. Falsified evidence, arranged testimonies, erasing and manipulating evidence. When you fight monsters, you need to use every trick in the book. False testimony is the most despicable crime of all, Miss Starr. Let's just get this over with. We found the shoe at the scene of the crime, detained the chief prosecutor, and notified the police department. I wanted to make myself useful while I was waiting for the police to arrive. I snuck off with the shoe. Afraid someone would erase the chief prosecutor's crime. The shoe was my secret weapon if that should happen. See this fashionable basket I have here? Carries more than lunchboxes, gentlemen. In any case, you removed valuable evidence from the scene of the crime. Now tell us what you did next. Brought to the forensics department. You're going to submit something as evidence in court. You need it approved. To do that, evidence must be analyzed by a forensics expert. Huh. The shoe does appear to have bloodstains on it. The man was stabbed, after all. The blood belonged to the victim, Detective Goodman. There are 2 types of blood. Can we examine the shoe? Jer is playing Throne of Lies. I have heard good things about that game. I'd say for sure the blood belonged to the defendant with a blood test. You claim to know something about blood tests, rookie? Well, blood comes in 4 types. However, you can't tell from a blood test whether a murder was committed in cold blood. It's just a figure of speech, Mr. Wright. Differentiate between millions of types with all the blood tests out there. It means we can more or less narrow any sample of blood down to just one person. Or so I hear.
Hold it!
You ordered the peppered fish guts, correct? Some like it hot, Mr. Wright. Some like your client. She's in enough hot water to make a whole vat of soup. Say there's one critical problem with this evidence, a clear contradiction. I'll give you a peppered fish gut now, but you couldn't take the heat, could you? What's the problem with the evidence? Shit. I can't pause here. I'm gonna guess that it's the fact that the victim's blood is on the bottom? There's blood on the bottom of the shoe. It'll be your blood on the bottom of my shoe. Makes sense, the victim was stabbed with a knife. What could possibly be contradictory about blood on the bottom of his shoe? I'm gonna guess it's the photo. Because blood splatter and like we don't see any blood on the ground, right? That's all I can think. Victim's blood. This is the only thing that makes sense. Yeah. Problem lies in the footprint. The bottom of the victim's shoe is covered in blood. Isn't that strange? Why weren't any bloody footprints found by the scene of the crime? As you can see, there were no traces of such footprints at the scene of the crime. That contradicts your claim about this shoe. The picture only shows part of the floor. There could have been bloody footprints. Then where are they, Mr. Edgeworth? Because we checked the scene and found nothing of the sort. Great going, Mr. Wright, but it's true that the lack of a footprint is a contradiction, but then we have to ask why there wasn't a footprint. There has to be a reason why there wasn't a footprint. Just good at finding contradictions. I see. Now I get it. Our witness is more devious than I gave her credit for. We were hoodwinked to the very end. But she slipped. It is one vital hint to the truth in her testimony. Think back to when she told us about apprehending the suspect. I thought that was a strange thing for a normally cool-headed chief to do. Let me ask a very simple question. This oil drum, was it empty? Oh, that. I'm not sure I like your attitude, Mr. Edgeworth, though apparently you're not the slowest conveyor belt in the lunchbox factory. The drum kicked over by the chief prosecutor was brimming with water. You don't get it, Mr. Wright? Do you want to know the reason she knocked it over? The real reason? The suspect knocked over the oil drum for one reason and one reason alone. To erase the bloodstains that would become evidence against her. That ties things up quite nicely. Bloodstains left in the victim's shoes tie her quite clearly to this murder. After the deed was done, she knocked over the oil drum to erase the telltale signs. Would that even work? Did she say she cut herself when she stabbed him? That's when my sister got blood on her shoe. No need to further debate the verdict, Your Honor. Court finds the defendant, Miss Lana Skye. Hold it. What did you just say? You say that I, Angel Star, was on the prosecution's side? Well, yeah, you are. You're saying my sister hid evidence by erasing the bloody footprints. Thought you'd had your fill, but here you are demanding a second helping. Another lunchbox, a lunchbox called evidence.
Objection!
The time for deliberations is past. Any further comments and you will be held in contempt of court. Your threats don't scare the cough up, Queen. Look at this. It's clearly wet. Immediately after the murder, the crime scene was washed with water. Sorry, Mia. Wet or not, don't be so quick to throw in the towel. Get yourself up off the asphalt and take another good look. Don't give up. The last piece of evidence.
Objection!
Your Honor, wait. What is it with you people? Can't I hand down my verdicts in peace anymore? Whatever it is, can it wait? Look at this photograph. The last one submitted. This trial isn't over until we give each piece of evidence proper consideration. You're saying there's a problem with the latest piece of evidence? Yeah. Yeah, there's a problem. Suppose since we've come this far, we should give every claim a fair shake. Very well, Mr. Wright. Safe. Show the court the problem in this photograph. I don't know what this is. What is this? That's the only thing I'm going
Take
with.
that!
The problem is the photograph is here. Something poking out of the car's muffler. Just said muffler. However, I see no trace of a muffler or a scarf of any kind in this photograph. Muffler is also part of a car or a motorcycle, Your Honor. Think of it as part of the exhaust system, a pipe. I see, and I see! What's that cloth sticking out of the car's muffler? So what if there's something sticking out of the muffler? What does that have to do with this case?
Objection!
Sorry, Miss Star, but it's not going to be that easy. I've already told you why this is important to the case. You've said as much in your testimony.
Take that!
Recall your testimony for the court. When I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's what had me confused in my earlier testimony. My nose is super stuffy. Yarg! Could it be that the muffler you heard mentioned was actually this exhaust pipe? If so, that means this piece of cloth is vital evidence. Well, it seems we'll have to suspend the proceedings. I'm myself wondering about that piece of cloth. If we leave any question unanswered here, we do a disservice to the law. Have the car at the crime scene inspected at once and bring me that cloth. The verdict will wait until after we've seen all the evidence. Agreed? Suppose so. Woo! It's lunchtime after all. Yay. Are trials always like this with you? Like you're swimming up from the bottom of the lake about to reach the surface, but no matter how hard you paddle, you never seem to get there? Except today we're swimming in quicksand. So what happened to your sister anyway? Got called off to the judge's chambers. Probably something to do with that piece of cloth. This is where we turn this trial around, right? Our only weapon, a tiny, insignificant piece of cloth. I'm the one who's starting to feel tiny and insignificant, to tell the truth. Hola, partner. I actually like the idea that he that he pronounces everything in Spanish incorrectly. Hola, partner. They say you show a red cloth to a bull, it'll fire up its temper. That's what they told me when I was a youngin', at least. Thought I'd come take a look, see how the trial's going. Looks like I'm late. They got the home ranch locked down tighter than a fort in enemy territory. It's hard to slip out, huh? What's going over there anyway? All the police I've seen these last 2 days have been really on edge. You got enough on your plate without worrying about other people, compadre. You could be worrying about the chief prosecutor's taste in mufflers, for example. The whole muffler thing doesn't have to do with scarves. She wasn't even wearing a scarf. You don't say. I don't that just beat all. Seen the red breeze blow at her slender neck many a time. I saw it that day too. She was wearing a red muffler. The award ceremony that afternoon, Edgeworth's seen it too, I'd reckon. Photograph taken at the crime scene, she wasn't wearing a scarf. What could it mean? The star wasn't mistaken. It's about time. Remember, partner, sometimes you gotta grab the bull by the horns. Sometimes you just gotta let that bull go where it will. What are we swimming in now, Mr. Wright? If it's steak sauce, I can hook you up with some fine ribs. Hoo-wee! We're back in. I'd like to resume. Something wrong, Mr. Edgeworth? Face is blue, your lips are purple, and you're sweating bullets. That furrowed brow, those grinding teeth, and those watery eyes. It can't be. This can't happen. This is unacceptable. The prosecutor's quite beside himself. Excuse me. Knock, knock. Who's there? What's with this guy? I nearly resubbed yet again. Hi, Whit. Strange stuffy aura seems to be filling the courtroom. Hey, the temperature rose 5.7 degrees when that man came in. Who on earth is he? Who dis? We don't know yet. Ah, it's you. Oh. Sorry I'm late, Udgy. The roads were packed, it's just me. Long time no see, huh, Udgy? How you been? Swim much these days? Hello, hello. No, I've been so busy. Busy, smizzy, Udgy. Busy smizzy, Udgy, my boy. You have to make time to relax. Udgy seems to be his nickname for the judge. I'm afraid you're right. Very afraid. Who are you? Ah, so you're Raito, the attorney. I've heard good things about you, son. Thanks. So sorry about our little worthy giving you all that trouble, huh? You know we should all go swimming together sometime. Jolly! A little worthy. Mr. Wright, you don't know the district chief of police. Chief of police? He's the top-ranking police officer in the entire district. Name's Gant. Damon Gant. Pleased to meet you, everyone. So what do we owe the honor today? It's been over 2 years since you last came to this courtroom, hasn't it? Well, it's worthy here. Look at the poor fellow. Just thought I'd help out by bringing this. That's my sister's muffler. Miss Star wasn't just saying things. When the crime occurred, she must have really been wearing that muffler. To think that it was stuffed into an exhaust pipe. On Little Worthy's car, no less. It's really quite embarrassing, even for us. What's this? It's what you'd call a switchblade knife. Quite perplexing, this. Chief, what kind of outfit are you running? How could they miss such a vital piece of evidence? If your investigators are this lax, how do you expect us to do our job? Now, wait a minute, Worthy. I've no desire to hear your excuses. I'm telling you to wait. Or didn't you hear me? Have a look at this document, where it says person in charge of investigation. There's no mistaking that signature, is there? Miles Edgeworth. It's not fair. On the day of the crime, I had your head in the clouds because you got that award. I know how you feel. You're the person in charge. I'll expect a written apology. You serious? Don't be too upset. We'll find a way to clean up this mess that you made. This is the first time I've seen Mr. Edgeworth at a loss for words. This kind of major blunder is unlike you, Mr. Edgeworth. The court accepts this new evidence, but I'd like to ask the defense a favor first. Just to be sure, I'd like to take a look at the blade of this knife. I don't see why not. Could you open it for me, I wonder? If I cut my finger, Mr. Wright, I wouldn't be able to pound my gavel anymore. Yeah, but if I cut my finger, I wouldn't be able to point at people anymore. Just hurry up and open it. Don't scare me like that. Look at this knife blade. The tip's broken off. This dark red stain. Switchblade knife. This does not excuse the actions of the police department. I would like to hear an explanation from the chief of police himself. Can I ask you to testify for us about the split between the prosecutors and the police? And this knife. Sure thing. Not a problem. Not even a little one, really. I really like this guy. That knife is special, but I can't say how here. Unless there's evidence to prove a connection between this knife and Goodman. It was a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do an investigation. The detective was killed at the police department, see? What a mess. Time of the crime? 5:15. Scary coincidence, huh? Not officially linked to this case, so I can't talk much about it. There's a second murder? There's a murder at the police department? It's hush-hush information, Nudgy. We can't exactly have it announced yet. Wait a second. You said 5:15. That's the exact time that Detective Goodman was killed at the prosecutor's office. We at the department were all flustered, as you might well assume. We're in the middle of a top secret investigation. Don't tell anyone, alright? We understand the police department situation. Well, Mr. Wright? Chances of that are really slim, scientifically speaking, of course. Very well. However, keep your questions focused on the case at hand. Wait a second. SL92. Is it? Wait a second. Ah, at last. An honest-to-goodness objection. This knife. This has to have something to do with Detective Goodman. What do you mean? And honest to goodness, what do you mean from Udgy? This is great. Look at the tag on this knife. It reads SL92. This is important. Why? Over here we also have a memo that was on the body of the victim. What's this? 6 minus 7s. 12 out of 2. 12 over 2, I guess. Your Honor, it's upside down. Printed name on the memo makes it look like it's right side up. But turn around and what do you get? Wow. Whoever wrote this note was holding the paper upside down. It's the same thing that's written on the knife's tag. Well, Chief? Ah, well, I guess the cat's out of the bag. You win, Righto. I win? What game is this guy playing? This knife was evidence in the case. It was stolen from the department's evidence room. So this knife was stolen? Yes, but on the day of the murder. It was evidence, you say. It was in fact a murder weapon? Nice, nice, nice. Good show, Little Worthy. It was a murder weapon, as it happens. I really like the sound of his clapping. It was evidence from a case long since solved. Hard to think that there isn't a connection there. Huh. Check the court record. Huh. Let's see. It happened at the police department too, huh? Got a good look in your eyes there, Righto, my boy. Sharp, hungry. Why wasn't I informed? Weren't you informed? Why didn't you ask? No matter. I understand. You were busy. What with Alana's case and all. Well, what happened? What happened to the police department that day? The same day that the detective was killed in the prosecutor's parking lot, another detective was killed at the police department? That's a fact. Surprising, isn't it, Oji? I'm at a loss for words. And the perpetrator? Do you have a suspect? There was a suspect. Just arrested him, in fact. There's still a lot of unanswered questions. Maybe you could help, Righto. If you help me by giving me data on your case. Oh, good one. This kid's sharp. Alright, here's the deal. I'll tell you one thing and one thing only. Well, we already know when the victim died. And where he was found. We don't know how he was killed. Well, actually, I mean, he was killed with a knife, right? Well, wait. The knife is for an old case. So so we know that he was found at the police department and we know when he died. So the only question to ask is, how is he killed? I think. Probably. Well, how was the detective killed? How was he killed? Now that's the interesting part. It's where what we in the force call a stabbing with a knife. It's exactly the same as Detective Goodman. That's the spirit. We're cooking now. You know, that's not the only thing that was exactly the same. There were more similarities between the two cases than the cause of death.
Hold it!
Can't speak on where the corpse was found, but I can say the crime took place in the evidence room at the police department. I handed her a ticket to go to town on this case. The link between the two cases established, we finally got some leverage. Now we can get Gant to testify about the details. Wait, how? How is it linked? Just because the crime took place in the evidence room. Why does that matter?
Hold it!
Chief, the defense's position is simply this. The connection between these two cases has already been proven. You don't say. Well, out with it, Rido. What's your connection? Connection is a place mentioned in the testimony we just heard. The knife found in the lot was stolen from the police department's evidence room. Not to mention the victim had on him the case number on the knife's evidence tag. We also know that the detective murdered at the police department was killed in that very same evidence room. You two make a good pair. It took my men 2 days to find out what you deduced right here. Chief, I request you that you release your information on the victim at the police department. That's the tricky part. It hasn't been announced yet. And all. Can we get the information unofficially? Sure, why not? It's unofficial after all. Who would have guessed? I'll cooperate, but I can't reveal the name of the victim at the department, okay?
Hold it!
If you're gonna tell us a little, why not tell us everything? Case information is sticky stuff. You gotta do everything properly. Hey, how about you tell me the victim's ID number? Sure, why not? It's not like you'll be able to tell who it's from that. Keep a tight lid on ID numbers, so don't go getting your hopes up. 5842189. And we have to remember these. Drives me nuts. Has to be what I think it is. What does this mean?
Take that!
Witness? What is it, Mr. Wright? You're grinning like a schoolgirl on prom night. I got confused. And this is news? Huh? Just come out with both guns blazing like you always do. Police department, the prosecutor's office, 2 places, 2 detectives murdered at one time. Actually, I happen to have a police ID number right here. Is it yours? No, Your Honor, I'm a defense attorney, remember? This is the ID number of our victim, Detective Goodman. Shame on you, Rido. Personnel IDs are top secret. Detective Goodman's ID number is 5842189. And this means what exactly? That ID number we heard from the chief earlier, that started with 82. I've forgotten. The number the chief of police gave us was 5842189. Wait a second, what does this... That's what I want to know too. 2 ID numbers are identical. In other words, the detective killed in the police department's evidence room was Bruce Goodman. What does our witness think about that? Sharp as a tack, Rido, sharp as a tack. Detective Goodman is our victim. He was killed at 5:15 in the underground parking lot. Yet a detective, Bruce Goodman, was also killed at the police department in the evidence room at the exact same time. That's impossible. What we're saying is, the same person was killed at the same time and in a completely different location? What does this mean? What does it mean? What I want to know is, why didn't I hear about this? It's top secret, fine, but I'm the prosecutor in charge of the case. Now, just wait a second, Worthy. No need to get all flustered. Your Honor, the police department has made a grave error in this case. Wait. I said wait. Or didn't you hear me? Oversight. The grave error? Mr. Edgeworth. They're yours. How dare. We informed you yesterday. I believe it was our Officer Meekins who brought you the news. Officer Meekins? Where have we heard that name before? He was the guy who visited his office. Excuse me, but is Mr. Edgeworth anywhere on the premises? I'm here, sir, at the request of the chief, sir. I've got your report, sir. You don't mean him. According to Meekins, he didn't accept the report. Hard to believe. But your officer, he told me. He said the report had nothing to do with the Lana Sky incident. Detective Bruce Goodman murdered in the police department evidence room. Mr. Edgeworth, the victim's name is written right on the top of the report. Why didn't your officer tell me? I'm not sure if that officer was capable of making the connection. He did seem challenged. In any case, this is a serious error. It's a gross negligence of duty on your part, Worthy. But sir, you could have submitted that report this morning to the court as evidence. And I... No such luck this time, Worthy. Or should I say, unworthy. Now, what was the second rule of evidence law? Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial. And how is this rule relevant? Normally submit a list of evidence to be used in court before the trial. This report wasn't on that list. So what does this mean? I couldn't submit this evidence until a connection was proven in court. The connection was just proven by Righto over there. Good job, Righto, my boy. I was just doing my job. No! It seems we have come to the end of this trial. I know you're going through a tough time, Worthy, what with all these rumors. You were even in the defendant's chair just this past December. I apologize for this terrible lack of due diligence on my part. Please, just give me one day. I'll get to the bottom of what happened. If it's the last thing I do. You better get results this time. Really. You have my profound apologies, sir. Or Mr. Edgeworth. I don't think there's ever been an error this serious in the history of this court. I'll grant one further day as the prosecution has requested. Would that be sufficient, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor. Thank you. Whatever your punishment for this is, for your sake, I hope it's not decisive. Very well. Court is adjourned. Yeah, baby. Easy peasy. It's like impossible to queue in TOL. No, apparently. Aw, that's sad. Mr. Wright, so what's going on with the case anyway? A little confused. Well, it's like 10 minutes to go into a game. 10 minutes isn't... I was gonna say... 10 minutes isn't that bad compared to other games I've played before. Gigantic before it was shut down, for example, and Hunt Showdown. Big shame that a lot of good games are having really long queue times. I didn't want that to be like a dick measuring move, but I did want it to be like 10 minutes isn't actually that bad. What's this and the evidence report? The prosecutor's office and the police department are 30 minutes apart by car. So we're gonna find out. Run this together, right? I'll prove that these thick rimmed glasses of mine aren't just for show. Science awaits us. You know, I really don't think we should worry about the police department murder. There wasn't even a body found there. Who cares? Besides, my sister would never do such a thing. I know it. We're both professionals at what we do, and I trust her. Big words for a high school student. Whether there was blood at the floor or not, water in that oil drum washed it away. Ignore the strength of my science at your own peril, Mr. Wright. The situation calls for one thing, luminol. Blood is sticky stuff, you know? You can't just wash it away with a little water. Even if you can't see it, it's still there. Never trust anyone's eyes but your own, Mr. Wright. Just give it a try. I'm a minor. I can't even drink yet. I'll lend you these glasses. Okay, over here. Yes, delicious. The power of the DS. Examine. See your eyes shining behind those glasses. It's so, ugh. It's just, this is my first time seeing real blood. Well, we definitely know that this is a blood stain, but doesn't something strike you as odd? Scientifically speaking, of course. I think there'd be a little more blood. I definitely think so. I mean, look at all the blood on the sole of the victim's shoe. If out here, there'd have to be more blood than this. I'm gonna mark up the floor plans when we find a blood stain, okay? Pretty handy to have around, right? Stuff's pretty handy too. Saved up my allowance to buy that. Huh. I wonder how that fluid of yours would react to a nice deli box. You only trust your own eyes, huh? Not bad, you two. This day-old deli box is on the house. Just that kind of lead doesn't really get my mouth watering. Certainly put me in a tight spot today. My apologies, Miss Starr, but no, it's okay. It was my fault. I witnessed everything from that security room right there, but I was afraid that wouldn't sound convincing enough, you see. I was wrong to think that. You lied on the witness stand. Little girl, don't forget what's important here. Even the place I witnessed the events from was different. I still saw what I saw. I swear it on my honor as a detective. She stabbed Goodman. I know this photograph has something important to tell us, but what? They coughed it up. They confessed. They babbled like babies. I may seem like a demon sometimes, but I can be her ankle too. I wouldn't doubt it. Every day I dragged the dirt out of the mouths of suspect after suspect, and before long they called me the cough-up queen. Bada bing, bada boom. And here I thought someone had gotten food poisoning from your lunches. You were let go? All because of that case. SL9 incident. rushed towards the chain link fence in an effort to stop the murder. That's when I took this photo. In other words, 5 minutes after the crime. It was 5 minutes of the whole problem. The hole in my testimony everywhere. I've had my testimony disregarded before, and I wasn't gonna have it disregarded again. Oh, fuck. How weird. No more fluid. The detectives are running around so fast they're blurring. The evidence room, the scene of the crime. According to the pamphlet we got at the front desk, here it is. A real crime scene. Okay. Oh boy. Oh boy. What's with the decor in this place? It's very eccentric. According to the pamphlet, this is the guard station for the evidence room. Seems that way. Those cacti, they're so prickly, so imposing, it's hard to think straight. If you can't handle the cacti, stay out of the desert. What I want to know is, this is the guard station, where's the guard? I have a feeling I know who he is already. Cacti. Wow. It's more of an attitude thing than a physical similarity. Okay, dude. There's a security guard uniform hanging here. Looks more like a costume than a uniform. A poncho. Looks deadly serious here. There's a vicious murder of a detective down at the police department. The same detective was also killed at the same time in the prosecutor's lot. Makes my head hurt. First things first, let's go check out the police department crime scene. So now can we go there? No. Well, this place is as classy today as it was yesterday. I'm sure it'll be just as classy tomorrow, Emma. Incidentally, Edgeworth's not here. I'm sure he's off doing important investigations. So to come back. Fuck. Fuck, dude. Fuck. Miss Sky is in questioning. The detectives aren't yelling at her. How did you kill him in two places at the same time? Can you imagine? I do not know what I need to do. They make these unskippable, dude. I've already seen this one too. She's the only person I can talk to, so I think I would do something with her. That's when you heard the talk with the muffler. Yell the button and fast forwards. Maybe. Not quite. Separate button for it. Maybe. Let's take a look. Dude. Backspace. Gotcha. Reason. Show her the memo. Yeah. Oh, wants us to do talk. Fuck. The police and the prosecutors were desperate for decisive evidence. They didn't solve it. On the contrary, it was solved quite cleanly. The criminal was caught and executed. The criminal got what was coming to him. It doesn't get any cleaner than that. The only problem was they never did find decisive evidence, not a shred. On the basis of evidence of a sort, made up evidence. The best part came several months after the trial. Every detective involved with the case was dealt with. Some were demoted to patrolmen, others found themselves out of a job. Myself and one other person you know well. Exactly, Detective Jake Marshall. I mean, Police Department Security Detail Officer Jake Marshall. There we go. He investigated that case from every angle. Jake was particularly determined. And then it was over, and he was demoted. He hasn't forgotten, and neither have I. There's another side to that case, a hidden side, and that's what we're after now. No one up in their fancy offices can stop us. There's only one reason I come to sell lunches in this accursed office. To meet old friends, boyfriends that can help me investigate. So, rookie, seems like you're serious about investigating this case. You should take this. A Salisbury steak lunch? I know a certain guy who might help you out if you tempt him with this treat. Are you going out? Why do you want to know? I was just wondering what happened to him. He was helping my sister do cases. He was so nice. He got along so well with my sister, it made me jealous. And he was nice to me too back then. Now he's so cold. Putting the past to rest, as it were, nothing more than that. Before we talk to Jake, I think I might actually want to fucking end the stream. Because I'm getting super tired. If I end it here, it'll be short, but at least we got some stuff done. I also don't know when I'm working tomorrow. Let's find out. To 8:30. Fuck. Stopping here seems like a good idea. Yeah, me tired. Me tired. One steak lunch, please. Oh, it's you. No time for chit chat, pal. I'm a busy man. What I really need is a steak lunch from the Lunchland. I just heard the sound of his heart breaking. Now is no time for despair. We've caught our criminal, and now we just need evidence. You heard about the stabbing in the police department evidence room, right, pal? Skip this. It's the biggest scandal. It's the biggest sandal to hit the station in ages. Everything's topsy-turvy. But who was it? Listen, pal, all I know is I need me a steak lunch pronto. Sitting around here talking isn't gonna fill my belly. If you want to know more, head on down to the detention center, pal. Questioning should be over, so I figure he's down there having a good cry. Later. Okay. That's a fun one. Let's end it on that. Rise from the asses. So, sorry for the short stream, but I am dead tired. Tomorrow, I'll come back. Same blue time, same blue channel, with more sleep. I didn't sleep very well last night. But I don't know. We'll find out how well I sleep tonight. But I shouldn't be so dang tired. A blue guy who lives in a blue world. Kind of makes me feel like I need a theme song. Something. But what kind of? There's got to be a song about a guy who has a blue house with like a blue window and a blue car or something like that. But there can't be any songs like that out there. It's impossible. Anyway, I'm gonna do my best to get a lot of sleep today, or tonight, I should say. Tomorrow, more Phoenix Wright. I'd also like to do more Dota on stream since we got a compendium that's looking pretty good so far. There's a couple of places that don't look as great, but now's not the time to talk about it. We'll probably do more Phoenix Wright tomorrow. But instead of thanking everyone for watching, I'm gonna thank everybody for being patient with me, because things got a little wild for me for a couple days, and I'm sorry I haven't been live streaming. So thanks everybody for being patient with me. I'll do my best to make it up to you. My sister's visiting this Saturday. I might be working this Saturday also, but I'll see if I can't get in a bonus longer stream or something like that. Something different and interesting, hopefully. But also thanks everybody for watching. Thanks specifically to Zap, Jer, Wit, Nick, and Lob also for being here and saying hi. But I really need some sleep. And I need to go to work tomorrow, which I'm not really looking forward to, but oh well. So I'll see everybody tomorrow. Good night. Have a day. I'll see you when I see you. I'm gonna go to bed. Be good.